of volumes and more like physics and chemistry and these materials, which are these like raw materials. So I wanted to be part of this, of the design.
Yes.
And at that moment, it was not that easy. So it was just a way by the architecture studies. And I thought, my gosh, I'm going to be studying 5 years of that physics, maths, chemistry, these hard, very hard topics. For then just being able, at the very last of those 5 years, just being able to do one subject about interior design. And I thought, no, maybe not. And I was also I found the financial world very fascinated.
Right.
So I thought, well, why not to study business and administrations, which I also love. And so that's what I did. So I studied, I applied for business administrations in Madrid at that time. And I started my studies in the Universidad Complutense,
Yes.
where I studied for 5 years. But that time it was also possible. I love traveling, so that was possible to travel, and I applied for Erasmus grant. So I went to London for
Wow.
1 year.
So you know what this tells me is that you've always, as in, it's a process of self-session, because you kind of in question, what do I want? And you kept trying to find it. Because a lot of young people today, they are looking for a new way to, what is it that they want? You think, oh, if you're only an interior designer, that is your work. Maybe your passion is also somewhere else. And it's good that you took that on to actually be where you are today. But I'm going to take us on a journey. So before Susan Opana went for business administration, traveled to London, become an interior designer, where did you grow up? Where are you from?
Well, I am actually for a small city which is called Plasencia.
Where's that? In Spain?
Yes, that's
So
it.
you're Spanish?
I'm
Oh,
Spanish.
I didn't know that.
Oh, 100%
Yeah.
Spanish. And yeah, well, I was born in Plasencia, which is a city between. So if you take a look at Spain, and you have here Madrid, and here you have Lisbon,
Right.
exactly in the middle. Or if you take a look at the other side, Seville, and for example, Salamanca is in that direction.
Right.
So it is 80 kilometers in the south from Salamanca. I was born there, and I was living there until I was 17 years old.
Okay.
And then I moved to Madrid, where I
Explored all this journey of becoming Susan Obano.
and I
Yeah.
wanted to say one thing to what you have said, because I think it is so important. And I also see when you talk to young people, sometimes they are so frustrated because they don't know, they think that with 18 years old, they have to know exactly what's going to be in their life.
No.
And what life has showed to me is that is the beautiful thing of life, is that it is a journey. It's going to be at the end where you are, it's going to be like, a part of a journey. I'm not sure where I'm going to be in 10 years from now, but what I know is that I do not regret 1 second in my
All the
financial
turns that you
Ye-
took.
my financial life that I had before, because I am an interior designer, but I am a businesswoman. So for being a businesswoman, you do have to have a background.
That brings me to
Financial.
my next question. So, what do you think that you took from the financial industry, like a banking industry, investment industry, that you brought into interior design? What did you take from that
So
to
many
here?
things.
Okay, for example.
Many things. So a lot. I'm so thankful for at that part of my life. So well, then I studied business and administrations. My first job was in Portugal. I started working for a Spanish company, but in Portugal, because I have always loved to travel. So they asked me, I was very young. They asked, would you mind to work somewhere abroad? I said, no, I would love to. And they said, well, let's go to Portugal. And they sent me to Lisbon, which is just 300 kilometers away from my home. It sounds like it is. I mean, it was so easy.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing city. So there, that was my first job. I was taking care of the P&L of 3 construction projects.
Wow.
Already construction. I don't
Yeah.
know why. 3 construction projects that they had there in Lisbon. And it was so nice because that also, it has been always, as I say, my life is really like a little part. So I learned a lot there too. Also, then also for my construction, then future life, I was always already there, yes, with men,
Wow.
with constructors,
Yeah.
workers who work really, very hard and tough on the
Yeah.
street. And that showed me that, I mean, you are a woman, but you do not have to be scared of being working in the construction site because
Yes.
they are going to respect you. So that was the
Interesting.
first thing. And then after that, I moved to Frankfurt because of actually personal reasons, but also professional reasons. I fell in love with my husband.
Yes.
Also
Yes.
that-
Who is the German? Your husband is German, by the way.
Yes,
Yes.
he's
Okay.
German. We met in Germany because I was learning German there before I started working in Lisbon after I finished my degree. And yeah, our relationship continued. So Frankfurt is the financial city,
Right.
one of the most important in Europe. You have London and you have Frankfurt. So I found it amazing, exciting. As I was in Frankfurt and I met him, he was working in investment banking, all his friends. And for me, it was like, wow, this is really what I really want to do at the start in Lisbon with the P&L control. And yeah, so I started applying for a job and I started working for Deutsche Bank.
Wow.
Those years
Yeah.
were amazing because I learned a lot about, I mean, I was doing equity sales, which means you are selling shares,
Yes.
selling companies to investors.
Yeah.
And for doing that, you have to get to know how a company should work. Yeah.
Which has helped you in your company today as an interior decorator. That's really, really very good.
Yeah.
You know, this year's International Women's Day, the theme is invest in women as it accelerates progress. How do you think? Do you think as an interior decorator or designer rather, you that you get the investment that you need to progress? Do you think that there's a lack in your industry? Personally and in the industry.
In general.
Yeah.
Well, I do really believe that you have to do your things by your own. You do really have to be more than anything a business woman or business person,
Right.
businessman. If you are a man, then there are a lot of wonderful interior decorators which are men. So I do not think that you have so much support outside or from any. But what I always think that you have to believe in yourself. It's like you.
Yeah.
So you want to achieve something.
Yeah.
If you want to, you will do it. You will get it. So that's the most important thing, the energy that you are going to have.
Yeah.
And you have to be, I think, that you have to be very fair to yourself and to know what you can do, what could you do better, and for what do you need help?
Open for growth
And
and
make a good
learn.
team. Have a good team
Yeah.
who supports you and that makes you be strong. I think that's the most important thing. You shouldn't be thinking that you have to rely on somebody because then it's not the good. But I think that then lots of things happens. I think that when people see that you can achieve something that they see you that you want to try to, you get that help.
Yes.
Then that help comes. So I would
It comes when you have
the
put in
way.
effort. That makes sense. I understand it. So men should believe, first of all, believe in yourself, but then and that effort that you put in yourself or the work you put in yourself will reflect for outsiders to come in, but seek for help because we, often need it. That's very lovely. What would you say is the most challenging thing you've experienced as an interior decorator? What would be the most challenging thing for you?
For me, that was definitely as I did restart my life here in Spain. Because after that time of the financial life, I also had to, I actually at that time, I had to stop working in investment banking because I got pregnant from my first child. And at that moment, it was not like now that women are really integrated and really in all the companies, and even the companies who really need, because of the statistics, that because now it's like a statistic thing, they have to have whatever the the women and with children. Before it was not like that. So I was working in investment banking 12 hours per day plus, traveling a lot every week. And having a baby, that was absolutely not
Yeah.
with that work, and that made me at that moment very sad. But well, then you see, and then life brought me to develop what I really love, which is my interior design life.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I had, after that, which was a sad moment, it was a sad moment for me to leave investment banking. Then I found that actually I remember that I wanted actually to be interior designer, which I forgot. Imagine how
Amazing.
I
Yeah.
even forgot it
Yeah.
in that time, that actually, as I was a child, I wanted to become an
So
interior
becoming a mother was like an opening chapter for you. Interesting.
which I forgot. It's amazing. That was like
Yeah.
very behind in my mind. And suddenly, because we started building a house for ourselves, I remember that everyone was like, "So wow, you can do this," because I just could do the things
What was the first
without
project like?
advice.
What was the
That
first
was
project like? Your house.
our own house, and that was not like, I didn't see that as a project. It was our personal project
Yeah.
at that time, and it was so good that people around me, all of them say, what have you considered
Oh,
for
really?
other people?
That's lovely.
And
Yeah.
it's like, wow. And that moment was when I remember, actually, that's what I wanted to do in life.
That's
Amazing.
good. It's interesting. It's quite interesting. So imagine something that challenged you became a spark of inspiration for you. But then let's talk about, being a mother. Is realistically it's not easy, eh? A mother, a wife, and a boss lady that you are. So how have you been able, or how are you able to balance this work-life balance? It's a thing.
What I really believe is that we women, we are amazing organizers and amazing. We have a capability of really multitask. And this is not just like a word, it is really a reality. And I think that we women, we can organize ourselves so well. And that has been the way. I'm extremely organized. When I think about the things that I do in one day, is amazing. But
It's
when I think what
incredible.
I do 1 week, and every week is like the same.
Yeah.
I always go like with a watch, I think.
Yeah. And you're also involved in a lot of organization, I will say, because you and I have something in common as well, which is Rotary. So how, as your social life as well, talking about balancing, how do you also be able to have a social life that is active as well as keeping up with all the standards that you maintain as yourself?
I do think that it is very important, what you were saying, to have a balance.
Yeah.
Is so important. And I think that you cannot just be working your whole life.
Yeah.
You have to meet friends.
Yeah.
And I think there are some organizations that help you meeting friends or people who have the same values that you have. And that is for me, Rotary. That's what I'm very thankful to Rotary for. Through Rotary, we met.
Yes.
We met so many wonderful people, especially as I came here to Spain, that we didn't know anybody because we were living in Germany for such a long time. And yeah, so I think that I mean we are social people.
Yes.
It's maybe not everybody's like that, but we are social people. So I love being out, and Marbella is a paradise. And we want to hang out, but with the right people. So
And being a social person, your daughter also got into Rotaract, which for me as well, I know I have a small child as well, and she sees mommy, oh, mommy is the president of the Rotary Benahabis. And then it was like, how is your daughter? How did she come about to become interested in becoming a Rotaract or Interact rather?
Rotary is in our family since always,
Yeah.
because Thomas, my husband's father, he was Rotarian as well.
Right.
So as I married Thomas, I married Rotary, and my kids, they have born
It was automatic.
always being part of the Rotary family with the project, being involved. And then as we moved here, we found out that there was an Interact club in the school already. In Aloha College, there was already an Interact club, which was put down because we came and the COVID pandemic. So it was then closed up because of that was closed. But then she reactivated it and she loved it. And what she found through that is that she made an amazing, great group of friends, also from the school,
Yes.
which were working for projects together, and that made them to be very close.
That's
That was
very
really
lovely, yes,
nice.
because it kind of keeps her to be socially involved and also give back to the society, and at the same time stay grounded in appreciation for what she has. Very lovely, because I'm going to take that to, include my daughter as
Yes,
she
it
grows
is so
up. Yes.
important. And now, for example, she's studying medicine in Munich, and now she went not with Rotary, but she decided to go for 2 weeks to Mexico with another organization which is called Medical Mission Network, and she has been 2 weeks
Wow.
in the forest where there is no water, no electricity, nothing, with doctors. So it's a team of, there were 20 people, 10 doctors and 10 assistants, and they had been there just helping people with
That's lovely.
whatever, with
Yeah.
whatever they were needing. Because I mean,
This is one of the best things as a mother, you want to see your child doing well. Let's talk about, I'm going to take you back again are your parents still alive?
yes.
So what do they think about Suzanne Obano you are today?
You should ask.
No, sometimes you can have an insight of what your parents think.
I hope they are proud about that, about me.
Yeah.
I hope that they are proud about me, but I think that
I am proud of you.
I'm very proud of myself.
Great.
Absolutely. I try to do my best, and I try to do just in everything that I do, professionally as a mother, also with socially, with giving back to people there, because I know that I am a very privileged person. So also giving back, I try to do also my best. So yes, I am proud of me. We can always do it better. I try always.
Yes.
But yeah.
What advice would you give Susanna of 20 years old?
To 26. Okay. So, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
your younger self, or let's just say
Like
any young
20.
person that is also your daughter is 20
Yeah.
exactly. What advice would you give yourself if you were to be your daughter?
I mean, and I also had, yeah, and to every young person, I also said that just a couple of days before to a 16 years old because of something. If you have an opportunity, take it and do the best of that. Do your best for that. Don't mix it up with the stupid things, because when you are young, sometimes things happens and people say you things and you are not that sure, still not so sure about yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be able to focus yourself and to see what is this really important for you, what is this going really to be important for you, not just today, tomorrow, and the day after, at least those 3 days.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And yeah, and to have dreams and to dream high.
And to have
To
dreams.
dream high. If your dreams are here, you're not going to get here. So you have to dream so high.
So high. And then
Thank
thank you so much. I mean, you being in this attempt is a great deal. And it's good that you shared a bit of, your hurdles and how you have been here today. But if you were to say, Susanna, I want Susanna to be XYZ in the next 5. You say you don't know where you are heading to next 10 years, but what do you foresee for yourself next 2 years, for example?
So I really love my job, but I do really have to say, I think that there is time for everything. So I'm not the youngest anymore.
I mean, you look young.
I have 3 kids. The youngest one is 13. So I think that when he starts having his own life, then I think that I will start having more time just for myself, for other things, just, work-wise, I think it's going to be very hard for me. I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle that. I hope that I can.
I think you do.
To give, to make one step back and to have more time.
For Susanna.
Yes.
So what is Susanna's time? What will it be like?
Traveling.
Oh,
I
nice.
really love traveling. Like really, I have enjoyed so much in every place where I have lived, and I think, and it's also my husband and myself, our dream, like to be living like 3 months, I don't know, in Austria, in Australia, 3 months, whatever, in America or in South America, and different in Africa. I don't know, but
just live here.
like 1 week or 1 month, really 3 months or 6 months, that you are really like one of
Yeah.
those, and you really get to know the people, the culture, and every single
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I think
That's lovely.
wonderful.
It's a good you time.
Soon, yeah, at
Yes.
least I am healthy because you never know.
You will be, you will be. Meanwhile, okay, before I will let you go, as we are preparing to bring the next guest, who is going to come on for to continue this attempt, I would like to know, because me personally, I love a me time. I love my skincare time. I love, just me time. Really lovely. Even if it's just to sit down and drink tea. What do you do now before you start traveling, eh?
Yeah.
Right now, what does Susanna do for me time? Because it's important for women
Yeah,
to be in tune to themselves.
it is so important, and I learned that very late. I do have to say, I was always very focused with everybody, but I learned that 4 years ago.
Oh,
So
really?
yes, at least I learned.
It's never too late to learn. Yes.
Yeah, and I try to do that more and more every time. So, for my me time, I really, what I do is having lunch with my best friends. I do sports. I
Hmm.
really try to do every week 4 hours sport. In the mornings, I play paddle, I do my Pilates, I do yoga. And I go, of course, I go to the spa. I try to do that at least once per month. Really,
Yeah.
this hammam that we
Yes.
have here, something that
Yes.
I also learned here in
Yeah.
Marbella. The hammam is really, I
Yes.
didn't have that before, and that is something that I can recommend to everybody.
Amazing. How would you think, I know you advocate for women to be in tune together, but how would you think that women can be more intentional to work together, to support each other? How can we promote this more?
To belong to another association, which is called Prem, the business women here, women professionals, women here in Marbella. I think that what it is the most important thing is that we are generous to
Mm.
everybody. Sometimes I think that sometimes some women are not don't do not feel confident, to really to be
To say,
proud of the other
I
ones.
clap for you.
Isn't it? To
Congratulations.
say,
Yeah.
wow, you look amazing today. I love your dress. You are so talented.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
inspire me.
Yeah.
Say those things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for some women, and I think we should start doing that much more, because if we do that, then this relationship is just, it gets stronger. And I do really believe, we were talking about how a lot of people ask me always, how do you get to your clients? Who recommends you? And say, I do not do anything. I'm just myself, and I just try
Yeah.
to do my work, my job good, and I try to recommend everybody else.
Right.
And then I see that I get back that also, that people that
As well.
recommend me too. So that would be maybe
Yeah.
my advice to
For women
everybody.
to be more intentional.
Yes,
Hmm.
I'm more thankful to the other women too.
Thankful.
Yeah.
That's a big word. I think it's something that we should practice often. I'm a big advocate for women, obviously, but it's something that we should be very, very intentional about. What if you are to give a shout out to somebody today and say thank you? We are talking about saying thank you to another woman's, appreciating another woman. Who would you say that to?
To you.
Uh,
You were the first person who interviewed me.
Oh my
Was
God.
you.
Was it? Was it
Yes.
the one I did in
Yes.
20? I can't remember, but yeah. I remember.
You have been 4 years ago, was
Oh
it?
wow, yeah, yeah, it's true.
And I
Wow.
loved it. And yes, and then you gave me also recognition
Thank
in
you.
another.
Award, yes, an award I remember. International Women's Day 2 years ago. Yes.
I mean, I love you. And I
Thank
do really,
you.
and I think really, I do really admire you a lot, because I know how difficult it is to start in different countries
Yeah.
when you start and you are new, and you were new here also in Malaysia, and you have done it so great, and now you are the
Yeah.
president of your club, and you have a wonderful family. You are successful everywhere.
Oh, thank you.
So to you.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you. I feel very honored for that. Thank you so much. Talking about, success, what makes you feel successful? What do you think that if you look today, you say, I am actually successful?
Actually,
Yeah.
really, my kids
Because
are my
success
job.
is not only about work,
Yeah.
about money, or how much money you have in your account.
My
Yeah,
kids are my work, actually. Yeah, my
lovely.
kids, because I see
Mhm.
that they are doing good. I'm very proud of them when they do things, achieve things. Like, for example, I know going to Mexico with the school, they were a team of 11 kids, and they won the best award. There were 1,000 children competing
Wow.
in a Model United Nations kind of
Yeah.
setting in Rome.
Yeah.
It was like an international school competition. So with 1,000 children, 50 different countries competing, and they won. They
Wow.
won the first
Wow.
prize.
Congratulations.
Yes, and I felt very, very proud.
Proud.
Yeah, very proud of him. So, and I see that when you do things right, what you were saying, the kids, they see you, they copy that, which is good. And I also feel actually very proud of my job because I have an amazing year. I mean, every year has been good, but I did have to start from zero as I came here
Yeah.
to Spain because I didn't have anything here, no contacts, no anybody. And I am having an amazing year with fantastic projects that I would never thought that I could live in them.
You know, it's quite funny because we both moved to Spain, and I think you've been here maybe a little bit longer than I
Yeah,
have.
but not very long.
Go to Marbella, I mean. Yeah, you came back from Frankfurt, huh?
Yeah.
But then the thing is, starting up again in Marbella, especially, you know, it's not as easy as people think it is. But what would you say is your like a key to knock door, what you use to sell yourself quick? Because some people travel to a new country, they don't know how to re-establish themselves.
I do really think that you have to start trying to hear what we have here in Spain and here in Marbella. We didn't have it at all in Frankfurt or in Germany. Is that there are so many groups of associations, a lot of different ones. Rotary was already in our life, but Amprem or here there are other ones. And then there are a lot of women as business.
Where did you find Amprem? Like, for example, where did you find association to join? Online or what?
The president is Rotarian.
Ah, of course. So she recommended you to
Yes,
this, and
yes, I got in, and then so I knew a couple of ladies, business women, which were already there.
yeah,
So that one, and then for example, here the theat you should open a website. I recommend everybody when you are new in whatever the place, take a look around. Owners Club. The FIT is something which is also the business people of Marbella, men and women, which is very
yes.
important. So I think that you should open your eyes and take a look what is going on and get involved, and then you can select what is what is
What
really good
is
for you
for you?
or
Yeah,
not. But there you always, I think that in each of these places you are always going to find somebody who is going to be good for you, and then you have to work and to try to do your work always.
be a good person, very
Yeah,
important.
as
Yeah,
good as you can. And if
yeah,
something goes wrong, to be there to show face. And that is something that I think a lot of people don't do.
yeah.
And for me, my advice, especially here in Marbella, because there's a lot of everything, we know that.
Literally, true.
Everything, so to be real, to be yourself,
Yeah,
and to be honest with yourself.
yeah.
Don't try to sell anything that you are not.
That's amazing. Be real because we're living in a world of superficialness. Sometimes it feels like it. And some young people can get carried away with the finished image, which I say that this interview or this attempt, I want to channel people who actually tell their story from where they started and show that behind every finished work, there was a process.
Yeah.
You know, it did not just, it was not, it wasn't all glory, it wasn't all glam. You know, there was a process to even sitting down here. You know, it's a lot of work behind the scene to make it happen. And let's talk about social media. How has that been very helpful for you for your work?
I think in my business, I think like it is like a live update of what you are doing, what you can do, because it is really right that you need to show the projects. So having a web page is of course also very important, but you cannot. I mean, if you are not a web designer, you cannot you cannot be always updating your web page. So I think that the social media it helps you a lot for updating everything,
Right.
like without having any know-how or anything.
Right.
Yeah. So that has been always, I think that has been a good help. That's the way I try to use it, just to try to show. But I think it is very challenging because requires quite a long
It's a lot of time, yes.
But you're an expert. You know how to do that, but I am not. So for me, and I try to do my best.
You do well.
Was a good friend of mine who does all his job is through social media, and he was saying, Susana, you should try to start doing videos, buy a microphone, and walk and talk to the camera. And say, do you think that I have when I start my day, I have so many things that I have to do that for me is the last priority. Actually, make a video of what I'm doing, how I am designing.
Difficult. You have to be very intentional, literally. And if you have to do it perfect, you have to now make sure to get, like hire someone else who you have to pay to be able to do that. But I am so happy you took your time to be here, and I'm preparing you to bring in the next guest because it's been a great conversation, and gradually the team will come and grab you as we make the exchange. But you can keep talking to me while they bring in the next guest. I want you to tell me, in your observation so far, how do you foresee the new technology system that is coming up? How can it help your work? Because yes.
Artificial intelligence, that is very excited.
Yes.
I think it is fantastic. I'm trying. I'm trying
because I'm preparing the team to bring in the next guest. Just keep saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm trying to also to update the whole team and myself, to also to work with artificial intelligence. I was actually in the last design week in London.
Yeah.
Actually, last year it was a huge theme in artificial intelligence, and we had the opportunity of hearing the opinions of people who are really very involved. Like, for example, the person who is in Google, who is in charge of the artificial intelligence department, or from Pearson, or so it was really an amazing conversations about this theme, and I think that it can help us a lot. We just have to learn how to use it in the right way, and I think that is always the challenge.
When there's an innovation, it's always a challenge. Yes,
it changes everything very fast. And it's the social media, it's the artificial intelligence, all the programs that we use for whatever the things.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a challenge actually.
Thank you so much for coming. The next guest is walking in right now, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Really, I think I will get more nuggets from it if I ever think about becoming an interior designer. Thank you, Susanna.
Thank you, and I wish you a lot of luck. It's going to work. I so believe in you.
Thank you. Please.
Thank you.
My team will take care of you. Thank you so much. Please. Hi, welcome. You look amazing. You look incredible. Same here, same here. Look at you. Well, for the sake of this attempt, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, well, my name is Yadira Molero, and I live abroad in 8 countries, including Port Harcourt, Nigeria, where my friends come from. That is why I have very nice connection with her.
You can hear her voice. You have the Nigerian energy.
Wahala energy. Okay, and then, well, after following my husband for so many years, one day I have very big fight with him, and I discovered that women need to be independent, need to have their own money. And I started to follow my dreams, my way, and now I'm helping people, especially women's family, to improve their life, to be financially independent, to be powerful. Well, all the things that I'm doing now with course, with coaching.
That's amazing. Thank you, Yadira. It's so lovely to have you. First of all, I'm gonna ask you. I know that you traveled around.
Yeah.
What was your experience like in Nigeria? Why Nigeria? I'm in Nigeria, and I have to ask you that question.
Well, I know I love Nigeria. Well, it's the energy of the people is amazing.
What was the experience like?
Amazing. I love it. Of course, they plant a bomb in our camp in Kronborg. There was quite scary.
Yes.
But in the same time, they make you to think a lot of things, no? Actually, in Nigeria, when I arrived to Nigeria, I didn't speak any English.
Oh, really?
And then I learned English because I was in Nigeria, because otherwise I love to talk. And then I wanted to talk. And then I learned how to speak English in Nigeria.
That's amazing.
But the people with so energy, they are happy.
Yeah.
Happy just to be alive. Happy just to,
Yes.
yes, to,
Yes.
I don't know, the energy of the people. I love it. It's hard. It's sad. So many things are
Yeah.
very sad.
But
But it's nice to understand these things happening in the world. And also for us to be there, it's like you are okay, you are white, you are Ojibo.
yeah.
Ojibo. And it's quite interesting
Yes.
to see like go to the market. It's like you go to like Angelina Jolie going with that Pitt to everybody want to touch you.
Yes.
How is your ski? And this is amazing also, no?
But what was it like, okay, let's go back before you became this powerhouse speaker that you are today, because you were traveling around the world with your husband and you were a full-time housewife at this time.
Yes.
So, what was it like being a housewife at that time? What would you say that, did you like it? Did you not like it? What was it like being a housewife?
Well, I think I don't have the wood to be a housewife. No, I opened my first company when I was 21 years old. No, I am a content, and I like to work. I like to go out. I like to meet people. No, I love my son. Was very nice. I'm very.
Right? So it's literally like you don't have anything anymore, and it was your turning moment. And then what was your first step when you wanted to turn your life around? What was the first step you took?
I start to think, okay, I live in Rio de Janeiro. I know Venezuela. I speak English. I speak Portuguese. I know what is missing in Venezuela. And then I opened my first business was after this situation, this Carioca Activewear that you know already, that is a sportwear clothes.
You started with the sportswear
Yeah,
clothes.
that business I started in that moment because yes, when you are financial dependent of somebody, you are emotional independent. You are emotional, and this is not good for anybody. No woman, no husband. It's sad.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
you have your career, you have your things, and sometimes they push you. And then I don't want to feel that way. I want to, one of my first values is freedom.
Yeah.
And I want to be freedom. If somebody tell you no, imagine you can live no money.
That's
And they say
scary.
that in one book from Kim Kiyosaki and Robert Kiyosaki, they say that 70% of the married is still married
Yeah.
because they are not financially independent. Then they need
Yeah.
to keep.
Yeah, it's
And I don't
true.
want that, my friend. I want to be with my husband now. I know with my husband because I love him. Because actually last year I earned equal than him doing my business.
Oh, really?
This is amazing for me because all the time, no, I cannot earn the money that he earned.
You know, before I ask you the journey to the business, I want to ask, how is he feeling with your business now? Now that it seems that you have figured it out, how does he talk to you? Does he talk to you differently? Does he treat you differently? And you're still married to him, obviously, so you guys are happy. So, how does he treat you now?
Yeah, it's totally different. I think he now he admire how to say admire her respect and admiration,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that. I'm the same as him because the things that he do, I really admire him. I saw him working in very nice company. He's very smart, and I love this about him.
Yeah.
But also, I do think that he say, how you can manage to do this, like do a TED talk or go to Madrid to do a, he did. He told me, I can't believe that you are like, and this is in a marriage. I think it's very important. You need to respect and admire your partner, and he need to respect and admire me. Of course, he told me, okay, please work harder because I want to retirement. And I say, no, my friend, you need to work because I don't like people in the house doing nothing. Sorry.
So, okay, how does this work now that you have your financial balance? Because in most homes do not, uh, most home or most women do not believe in, there's this saying of, as a woman, my money is my money. I mean, I'm not saying me, I'm saying some people say, my money is my money and your money is our money, like the man's money is our money. So does that work? How does it work in your household? Is it 50-50? Do you do 50?
Share. No, it's not fair. Doing this kind of situation. No, sometimes now I say it's very nice for your husband. You are support at home. I told him, okay, your salary is good, nice. We are a partner. We are doing everything together. No, we are
Partnership.
a partner.
Yeah.
And then okay, we are doing like my business is to grow our assets and everything, and his job is to pay the bills and also to collaborate with something else. But we work together. Of course, it's very relief. It's very nice to see if something happened, I can live without him. And this is amazing. No, I want to live with him. I'm married. But
yeah,
it's very nice, very released that, okay, it's something one day happen because you never know, my friend, so many things happen in this life.
I absolutely understand. So what about you, for example, what makes you think that you are very confident with your financial status now? In that moment when you had that click, how did you transition? You say you started your first business. What was that first business like? Because they don't teach you financial guideline in finance. How did you learn to become a financial coach that you are today?
I start to study. I start to doing course. I did coaching with the Robert Kiyosaki, the Poor Dad, Rich Dad. I do a lot of coaching. I invest a lot of money on myself because this is very important to invest in yourself. And then I start growing, and especially the most important part, that is emotional part. Because maybe, yes, you can earn money, but you can spend all the money and then you don't know how to invest, how to keep. For me, it was a process. I went to Singapore, studied Forex, for example. I do a lot of things to learn how to invest and how to manage myself to invest. Because the first 2-3 years I tried to learn how to invest, just like that, didn't work. You need to work your emotional part. Because otherwise it's impossible. You need to work the both sides of your brain, the right side and the left side.
So how did you find out? Because see, we can sit down here and talk about invest in yourself, learn to yourself, but most women or most people, men, women, a lot of people out there don't know how to do this, invest in yourself. Because when you talk about investing in yourself, it requires money. You travel to Singapore to do this. It requires money. Let's be realistic. So how did you, I'm trying to not to scream, so I save my voice for the next how many hours. So, so how were you able to, invest? Your partner supported you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then what would then be, for example, if I were to say, I want to invest in myself, but I do not have somebody who's going to financially put that finance in me for me to go for a course. Or you have some, because you're a mentor today, you're a coach today. Someone comes to you, I want to be financially independent. How can I do that? Where would you guide that person? And she does not have a backup.
Yeah, because it's many ways. If you really want, books are amazing.
Books.
You can read books you have the information is outside, my friend.
Yeah.
The thing is that the people know in YouTube, for example, you have many free course. You have, but if you really want, you go get a course for free and then you take action. The problem is the people, yes, I read the book, I close, and halas, I do. And for me, it was okay because, for example, the first time that I read Poor Dad, Rich Dad was in 2007. And I didn't do anything. I read the book, I close, I say, yes, I will. And I forgot.
Yeah.
It's like this. But when you read a book, you try to apply in your life. For example, one book for me was, if you told me somebody to give 2 tips for people here that today they can start to think different, you can read Poor Dad, Rich Dad.
Oh, my first book, loved. Love. I read it when I was 10, read it again last year again. So
Yeah, this one is something that you need to read. And the millionaire, the secret of the millionaire hacker.
Secret Life of a Millionaire.
This one, even I have an application in my telephone. I listen at least 2 times per year because the mentality is something that you need to apply. And we think the life is like this, but we need to realize how our past, our belief that we have since because I'm from Venezuela, my situation is not in Venezuela. In my Venezuela, where I grow, everybody have money, everybody have things, and then they come to this situation. And my family is in very bad situation now. Now, of course, glad that I'm okay to support them.
Yeah.
But the salary of my father, for example, the pension of my father is $5 per month.
Wow.
$5.
You think of the exchange rate, right?
Yes, if you think, and this one, even with that, they can buy a rice and they can buy a tuna, halas. They cannot buy anything else. And this is so sad, no? Because of course you put your financial independence in somebody else.
Yeah.
It's a government at that moment. But sometimes they put in our kids. I don't want my child work so hard to pay my bills and because it's hard, my friend. We want it, but of course you have many things to do, no? And you want to improve your life. For this one, you need money also.
How did you equip yourself to become a mentor? I mean, now you're a coach. You've gone to TEDx, right?
Yes.
So now you are all equipped. You started. So I will now ask you, how did you equip yourself, and do you have certificates? Do you have all of that? Please explain. How does this work?
Well, no, a certificate I have plenty. Because woman, we have this syndrome, that the impostor syndrome, that you really think, no, I cannot do it because I am a woman. It's not easy for me. It's not easy for myself. And then you study and you study. I have I'm a accountant, no, and I have a master in taxes, and then I do an MBA, and then I do a lot of things. But one thing that for me was when I was living in Brazil. When I did the coaching with Robert Kiyosaki, they told me you need to join a multi-level company.
Wow.
This one that they are like Herbalife, or I say, what? I don't want to do that. This is not good. Do these things to learn how to sell. And everybody needs to learn how to sell.
Wow.
And this is something that we don't want to believe. No, I don't like sales. But if you think that you don't like sales, you have poor mentality. Then you need to think, I love sell. I love to go out to the world to sell, because life is sell. You need to sell to your husband. You need to sell to your kids. You need to.
Life is a market, literally.
And then you see me selling perfume. Everybody was laughing with me because, of course, I live in an amazing building with a lot of. The girlfriend of Neymar was living in the building because the light there was amazing. Amazing. And then I was selling perfume. But it's good to be out of the comfort zone. Yes. You need to be out of the comfort zone.
Not because you needed to, but something that you wanted to.
And you understand the people tell you,
Mm.
I don't want to talk. I no, please. And you're in the comfort zone, nobody tell you bad things. And now when you go out, they tell you, but it's good because you learn to support no. The word no is so powerful.
Yeah.
And you feel sad. In the first no, I was
That's a good point actually. How do you feel when you receive no as a response? Because this is something that takes a lot of people 10 steps back. For example, I can use this project as an example. You get 1 million no's, 1 million no's. And how do you take it?
No, the first was sad. The second was less sad. Then the 10, I was, okay, it's another no. Maybe the yes will come soon, no? Because I say, they told me to get one yes, you need to 10 no. And then, okay, 1, 2, 3, I have to, okay, the yes. And then I was looking for the yes. Every no is a yes that they will come in the future. And this is the thing that made you to keep going, okay? Because you have many reasons to stop, no?
Yeah.
They are saying, oh my God, the weather. You have many challenges with this thing, but you are here and you will complete it and you will finish. And I will be very happy.
Well, no idea that she's laughing.
It's the life is, you will have challenge. You will have things that didn't work the way that you
Plan,
what you plan.
yes.
The plan, our plans. And then you need to have this positive way, this positive thing, and also change. Because of course I have many problems. You ask me, I can sit here and tell me my trauma, my problem, but you cannot focus on that.
No.
You need to focus on how much are you going to sell. And this moment for me was amazing because I have even friends that told me, please don't call me anymore to do. Come on, you can listen to me. You can listen to me and tell me no.
Do you feel you bug people when you ask them so many times to join any of your businesses? Because this is something that set a lot of people aback as well. For example, if I approach your friend, oh, can you give me this paper? Can you help me? Okay, then it becomes a bug, right? But you keep going because you need it. Do you feel at some point, how do you react when your feeling gets to you like, maybe you're doing too much? Do you ever have that feeling?
Yes, of course.
How do you deal with it?
Sometimes I have, but in one point I say, because my plan is to help. I do it to help people. And I know that what asking to them is good for them. And it's good for me also, maybe, but it's good for them also. And then I say, okay, leave it like that. And I wait for their time. Sometimes they come alone, no? Because, for example, I do the course to help them to, and sometimes they finish the course and they don't want to do anything. They say, no, I'm okay. It's so nice to be with my husband. One told me, Yadira, if I earn money, why I need to stay with my husband?
Oh, really? Companionship. Yeah. But that's the thing, because most people marry because of money. You see? And then it becomes a problem because when you actually have money, okay, why do you have to have the person? But if you have a good reason to be married, so you'll know actually this person is a partner, is a companion, is for so many other reasons, you know. So you've answered my question very well, but let's do something. Like you, as a good coach that you are, that have learned from so many good top mentors and coaches around the world, what would you say is the first measure 5 key to good selling point? If you want to sell something, say you want to sell this cup to me, what's the first 5 key that you focus to convince me to buy it?
First, I don't need to convince you. I need to put the points, no? And you will have the decision, but good thing, the